Assalamualaikum. I wish to Dr. Karuna binti Rosli. Today, our group, which is Group 6, the Intangible, will present about the sales order and cash receipt of Wawa Fresh Mart. So, this is the Intangibles member.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Muhammad Shazwan bin Ismail. My meter number is 280761. So today I will present the table of entity and activity for revenue cycle. We have 4 entity: customer, cashier, clerk and manager. For customer activity, we have place an order, receive bill and invoice, make payment of the order to the cashier and receive a good. And for cashier, we receive order detail, bill customer, receive payment from customer and ship good. For clerk, also receive order detail, confirm order, record payment in the sale book and submit the sale report to the manager. And lastly is manager, pick up cash from payment sale, compare cash payment in receipt with a physical account, prepare deposit and deposit the cash into the company bank account. Next, we have contact diagram. First transaction is the customer made an order to the cashier, and cashier will give the invoice, and after I get the invoice, customer will pay for the good and cashier will ship the good to the customer. And after that, we will record the sale report to the general agent and reporting system. Thank you.
My name is Nurul Shakina binti Muhammad Shardin, matric number 281306. So, I will continue with physical data flow diagram. Physical data flow diagram is a graphical representation of a system showing the system internal and external entity and the flows of data into and out of this entity. A physical data flow diagram also specifies where, how and by whom a system's process are accomplished. For this company, the internal entity is cashier, clerk and manager, while the external entity is customer and bank. Initially, the customer will place an order for the item to be purchased to the cashier. So, the cashier will receive the order and record it in the customer order data book. After that, the cashier will inform to the next internal entity, which is clerk, about the order, and the clerk will prepare the items that have been ordered and record the transaction in the sales book and inventory subsidiary ledger. When finished preparing the customer's good, the clerk will hand it to the cashier to be given to the customer. After the customer receives the goods, the customer will make a payment in cash to the cashier. The cashier will provide the invoice for the payment to customer. After that, the cashier will submit the payment details to manager, which is also the internal entity. Next, the manager will prepare a deposit and deposit the cash into the bank. Finally, the clerk will record the payment transaction into the cash receipt book.
Assalamualaikum to Doctor. My name is Nur Atirah binti Nur Azam, matric number 281610, and I will continue with the logical data flow diagram. The logical data flow diagram start with customer who is external entity, which they will send the order to Wawa Fresh Mart, and then Wawa Fresh Mart will receive the order. That will be the first process. After receiving the order, they will update or save the order details in the customer order data. And then they will also send the order details to pick good process, and then they will also send the shipping details to ship good process for customer request for delivery. At the same time, they also send the sales order details to billing and preparing invoice process. After the employee who is responsible for shipping goods done with her work, they will send the shipping details to billing and preparing invoice. And then the billing and preparing invoice will send the sales invoice detail to customer. And then the billing and preparing invoice will save the data in cash receipt book. And then we'll also update the inventory record, which will save in inventory subsidiary ledger, and then will be posted to general ledger and will be saved to sales book or general ledger. And the last one is the cash receipt, which the billing and preparing invoice will send the cash receipt details to deposit slip and cash process, and then deposit slip and cash process will send the cash details to the bank. That's all from me. Thank you.
Next, I will continue with system flowchart. A system flowchart is used to show the relationship between the key elements, which is input source, programs, and output products. Basically, flowchart combining physical and logical aspect of the system. Firstly, the transaction start with customer make an order in the sales department. After that, take customer order, then prepare sales order for the customer. After prepare the sales order, warehouse department will make the order form 1 and order form 2, which is one for record to the file and one more for the customer. Then the order will deliver to customer. Next, the order form 1 will generalize to daily transaction and then update the general ledger and sales journal. The warehouse and shipping department also make an invoice for the transaction to the file, which is stored by date. After the customer get an order, payment will be collected in this department and also prepares the cash bill. Later, the warehouse department will prepare the invoice from order form 2 and then give to the customer. At that time, the cash receipt will be processed and update the cash receipt in cash receipt journal. Lastly, from the payment, manager will prepare the deposit slip and the payment will be deposited into the bank.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Damia Amalin binti Khalid. My metric number is 281467. I would like to explain the strength and weakness of internal control procedure of Wawa Freshmart that use manual accounting system to record the revenue cycle. Based on the interview that has been conducted with Wawa Freshmart, the recording process can be done quickly and easily. Since Wawa Freshmart is just a small business that carry out activities of wholesale, selling and supplying raw materials, it is easy for them to apply the manual accounting system to record the revenue cycle. Some entrepreneurs are adept at tracking data using ledger sheets but are less at ease with computer system. The manual accounting system is easier than the computerized because it does not have any problem with duplication errors. Compared to the computerized accounting system, it may be possible that the person in charge of the recording makes a mistake. For example, they may duplicate the wrong file and utilize an out-of-date set of numbers when using the computerized system. Plus, the information is freely accessible to anyone who requires it when adopting the manual system. For example, the owner of Wawa Freshmart relies on the cashier and clerk to manage the accounting system and the information contained within it. Meanwhile, anyone can quickly look in the book and retrieve the information themselves with a manual system. Other than the ease, the manual system applied in the Wawa Freshmart also helps them to reduce the cost of recording the process. Manual data entry does not necessitate the purchase of expensive systems, devices or software. Other expenses associated with the accounting software include training and program maintenance. As stated in the strength of the internal control procedure, the revenue cycle that is recorded manually make it easy for everyone to access the data, which means it does not take too many times to get the information. However, it will be easy for anyone to commit fraud. Unless the ledger sheet is taken care of carefully by those in charge, the information will be leaked and modified effortlessly. Hence, the owner of Wawa Freshmart must ensure that the person in charge of the recording of the business is trustworthy. Next, the human error also contributes to erroneous financial records, since manual accounting is arduous and monotonous, leading the bookkeeping to make errors. Errors are common in manual accounting system. While these errors occur in modern accounting system as well, manual system lack internal checks and balance. Accountants who are analysing problems may frequently spend several hours locating and correcting entries. Accounting systems that use paper journals and ledger necessitates a significant amount of time to finish the task. Because of the previous recording entries, the bookkeepers will need to discover accounts and journals in the system. It is also tough to check account balance and review the information. The bookkeepers may also be required to sift through several documents in order to locate the information desired by the owner. Thus, there can be many weaknesses for any business by applying a manual accounting system, as it can be a complex undertaking. So that's all from me. Thank you for your attention.
Next, I will continue with risk exposures. There are a few risk exposures that might have result from each of the internal control weakness identified in DIP. Firstly, skimming or theft of cash receipts. This risk exposure will occur when an employee or person who involved in processing steal the cash receipts before it is recorded on the books of the business. Our framework totally depend on manual record keeping, which is common among small business. However, the business is lack of security. The business is prone to fraud and embezzlement. Besides that, human errors can lead to errors in preparing sales invoice. Invoice mistakes such as inaccurate details, incorrect price, and missing payment due date will delay the payments. It will stir up customers' trust if it happens repeatedly. For example, while professional implements manual systems, a finance employee needs to observe back the transactions to figure out the invoice problem, find out how many business cycles were affected, and discover the necessary adjustment, which cost customer a lot of times. Moreover, the business might record inaccurate record keeping. Inefficient record system might badly affect the business performance. Fail in recording data can trigger the business budget, which may lead to overspending. This poor management will result in losses in context of spending resources in finding the miscellaneous files. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi everyone. My name is Anis Zati binti Muhammad Yusof, matric number 281471. I'll be presenting about the suggestion of internal control based on the possible weaknesses that has been presented before by Damia. The first one is physical access control. The owner of Wawa Freshmart should limit the number of persons who can access the business data. By doing so, it can ease the procedure to take in case fraud happens. Next is detective control. It should be done right after an error is found. Once an error is found, the bookkeeper should prepare trial balance and bank reconciliation in order to detect the source of the problems occurred. This way, it can help them to find the source of the problems easily. The last one is segregation of duties. As informed, Wawa Freshmart has 2 employees, which is one the bookkeeper and the other one is the cashier. Although they have problems with time management, the employees should do their allocated jobs accordingly, so the time taken to do the jobs are managed properly. They should also not interfere in each other's job, so no error can be made. I think that is all from me and my group, the Intangibles. Thank you.